All right, so in this video, I'm not going to introduce a new concept, but what I'm going to do is add additional concepts from the past to combine with what we've been talking about with like quote unquote weighing out molecules and atoms, and showing how we can use multiple conversion factors to go through multiple properties. And the main reason I'm doing this is to get more practice with unit conversions. To be, honest, one of the biggest reasons that students end up dropping the second semester of GChem, Chem 102, is because they can't do unit conversions. So this is a vital skill because you're going to be using it all throughout 101 and all throughout 102. So it's very important that you get good at using unit conversions. So here's the example we're going to go through. How many moles of ethanol, here's the formula for ethanol, are in 1.750 liters of ethanol? And there's two things I'm going to give you. I'll give you the density. So the density of ethanol is 0.789 grams per cubic centimeter. And I'll give you the molar mass, 46.07 grams per mole. All right, now let's try to outline a plan here. Okay, so we want to find moles. So that'll be kind of like at the end, our end goal. Well, how do I typically get to moles? Usually I start with some sort of mass and I use the molar mass to get there. Okay. But in this problem, I wasn't given the mass of ethanol. I was given 1.750 liters. What is liters? What is that a measure of? That's a measure of volume. So how do I go from a unit of volume to a unit of mass? I want to use the density. Okay, so that's kind of a crude flow chart for how I want to progress through my unit conversions. All right, so the only thing that I'm given that's not a conversion factor is 1.750 liters of ethanol. Okay, I know I need to use the density at some point, but my volume is in liters. The volume and the density is in cubic centimeters. So I got to do some converting here. I know that I want to cancel out liters. 1 liter of ethanol is 1,000 milliliters of ethanol. So liters cancel out. And I know that 1 milliliter of ethanol is 1 cubic centimeter of ethanol. So now my volume is in something that corresponds to density. So now I can use density here. So cubic centimeters are on the bottom, grams are on top. So the density is 0.789 grams per cubic centimeter. So those cancel out. And now I'm kind of at this point here. I'm at the grams part. So how do I go from grams to moles? I use the molar mass. Okay, grams are on the bottom because I want those to cancel out. Moles are on the top. That's the unit I want. And so the grams is 46.07 in 1 mole. And the last unit I'm left with are moles of ethanol. So I toss that in my calculator. Again, make sure you keep track of your sig figs. Remember that density is not an infinite significant figure value. So density is 3 significant figures. and that comes out to 30 moles of ethanol, 30.0. Okay, again, I want to emphasize you must practice this stuff. You have to be able to do unit conversions, and you have to be able to show your work clearly, and I'm also going to say cleanly. So you have to be able to do that on your assessments.